Natin ito. Akan tergelak ya. Earphone or radio?
So first of all, I would like to say good afternoon to everybody, including our chief rabbis, for this afternoon session of today's schedule in the Bali Sanskrit International People Exchange Program of third year. So today's session we have a speaker from Sri Lanka, Venerable Bepidia Narada, lecturer of the Department of Buddhist Philosophy in Buddhist and Bali University, Sri Lanka. And so after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session too. And at that time, I would like to request everybody to raise any question regarding the topic. And now I would like to invite our speaker to start your presentation.
කරුණාසීතලයෙන් පඤ්ඤාපත්තෝ තේරෙන්නේ සරලවම මගේ සුඛතාවයෙන් yang perlu berkembang nanti dalam amal sudah sebesar dalam masing-masing atau di sambungan sambungan selesai lagi ada sambungan. I request the permission from all I request the permission from Mahasana for presentation. The presentation is divided into two. The first part is done by Sri and the next part is done by the private team. At the beginning, we gave attention on introduction to Theravada. Simply as Purna clear about what Theravada is. Theravada is known as the oldest Buddhist sect. Up to present, it was originated in 6th century BC, soon after Lord Buddha's days. Theravada is known as Yamanasmani Mahadeve Sangya Theravada Bhautri. Soon after the demise of Lord Buddha, all the senior monks gathered and they collected all the teachings of Lord Buddha and arranged it in a systematic way. And the monks who accepted the first Buddhist council and all the Buddhist teachings comprised in the first Buddhist council are known as Theravadas. That's the simple interpretation regarding what Theravada, the senior monks' doctrine of senior monks. Therefore, Theravadins within their councils divided Buddha's teachings into three baskets, as known as Vinaya, Sukha, and Abhidhamma. The main point why Theravada monks had collected Buddha's teachings and arranged them in a systematic way. At the last breath of Lord Buddha, remember, Ananda asked, after your demise, who will be our teacher? The Lord Buddha replied, Desikocha, Panyaptocha, Dhammocha, Ilayocha, Mamachayeva Satta. What I had preached, what I had proclaimed, the Dhamma Vinaya will be your teacher after my death. Therefore, while paying attention on this statement, Theravadins collected all the Buddha's teachings and arranged it into three baskets known as Vinaya, Sukha, and Abhidhamma.
Şüphe.
아니 그랬다고 선지식까지 오니
Okay. Vinaya is defined under mainly three terms in on Vinaya is Vivica Viseshanayapta. Vinaya includes many theories including Daldakamma, Siddhakamma, Uposatha, Avarana, Abhana, Mana. There are many theories. Therefore, it is known as Vinaya. The second definition for Vinaya is it will help for the confidence of it will control your belief. Vinaya, these three definitions, Vinaya will lead you for your Vinaya and identify Vinaya or not, Buddha Sasanas are Vinaya of some Buddha Sasana, no Sasana. There is no. In after 20 years, main course for proclaim main course for proclaim the character of the people. Rise within studies Ratna Mahata. The Sasana now no lasting had been increased. The Sasana now no lasting had been increased. Now there are excessive donations and offers. There are number of well-known, well-educated research. Within these cancers, within these cancers, shall I tell you?
20 years.
Not 20 years,
20 years.
not 20 years. 20 years, yes. 20 years, yes. Who are just don't do that. Just don't do that. Sadupadakaniyamevo. About around the bar and just when I'm going, therefore Lord Buddha had to proclaim Williams.
아니 얘기만 손이 잘 내일부터 내년주 되라 내일부터 내년주 되라 내년에 아손 내년에 아손 이게 미지 해봤을 때 아시 이게 미지 해봤을 때 먹고 집회여든 개고 먹고 집회여든 개거든 저 영수는 거 그래서
The next point. The next point. Purpose of living. Purpose. Sangha Sutrudaya, Lord, for the harmony
너의 집은 집에 누가 나는 개인도는 통과를 해봤지 개인도는
second one, Sangha Pasudhaya. Second one, Sangha Pasudhaya, Pasudhaya of Mahasangha. Lord put that problem with it.
개인지샤와 대월 대월 기본 이바들이
Of unto
우선은 늘 제도 이런 손질 대바들 버렸어 늘 제도 이런 손질 대바들 버렸어
next based on for the comfortable living of those class.
누르는 결혼은 대월의 대월의 제도 손질
Explain refinements in this way.
손질 대바들 버렸어
For the dedication of
몸이 씌워지면서
Pasada,
이름을 시스템을 기가 대박으로 배치해도 기가 대박으로 배치해도 요소기 제반된 자를
and we are to guide for the sustainable here. My next point. The if you wish, replace and what don't put the head problem. If you are following them, if you are following me, you will be never the main point is Lord had mentioned if you are following you will never be deteriorate. You will never at the first comes, we have studied.
제수 개인주의 너희 제가 천세를 주지 않는 그리스 손지는 너희 제가 천세가 있어요. 근데 문서가 말아요. 가지고 내 손지 제가 대해서 공기 주줘야 말았어. 주지 않는 그리 얘가 둘다 없이다. 고율 받더니 그 레벨 내도 받아 고율 받더니 그 레벨
precepts, not violating the precepts and vows. Precepts that government proclaim will follow them faithfully. To final decision that we will never change any vinaya disciplinary code. They had included two texts, Parajikapani, major offense, and Pajityapani, minor offense. In Parajikapani, these include the four defeatments, the four Parajika, and the two Adiyata, and 13 Sanghadisesa, and 13 Nisadhya Pajitya. In the Parajikapani, major offense section.
Otherwise, we cannot hold the discussion because we cannot get anything. Okay, because many are going to write down. Sorry. So, that the permanent they will do it. Transition of China and China, and they say they so Yuma, 내주 숨을 거시자도 어머니들 데려가 너의 되는 단지 내주 숨을 마음 거시자です아니 유금도 시간에 유 조금 나요です어머니 된지 너무 되나 근데 예를 들어 라주 부모기 침미세는 된지 지요です라주 부모기 침미세는 된지 지요です근데 된지 이거도 분비돼 있어요です근데 된지 수가 되나 빨리 가서 된지 지고 나래 다 된지 수미요です다 되는 된지 동고를 찾는 거예요 된지 동고는 아니 밤에 그때 있으니 지고 아니 또에 그때 있으니 밤에 되는 투시 그때 있으니 이거です밤에 되는 나다 제가 체외되서 밤에 되서는 제가 체외되지 투시 그때 있으는 제가 천세되서 제가 천세되서 하셔야 이다です다들 아주 대노를 들어주러 왔을 것 같아. 뭐 밤에 대해서 지도, 제가 체외되지. 근데 이바들 유지 대해서 지도, 다시 제일 인사와 제일 로에 들어와. 뭐만데 아니 라바지 사진을 오지. 근데 이 제스다 단 컨트롤을 지금 막 한개씩 만들었습니다. 맞아요. 그 뒤로 만들었잖아요. 그거. 뭐만 라바지 제일 만들어야 다들 내진이 받아야 저희 내진 너무 찾아왔지. 내진 너무 그런 논의를 놓서 이미 너무 이제 다들 내진이 받아야 분비대에서지. 분비대는 어느 가르쳐서는 분비대에서 내진 되는 용도 아니 내친구도 내중무서는 이래요. 빨리 내친구도 내친구도 내중무서는 이래요. 다들 저희 내진이를 이제 제가 요 하지만 공부에 들어가서
Bodhogama includes Parajikapani and Pajityapani. In Pajityapani, we can find Devati Pajitya Dhamma 92 Pajityas and Chattari Pajitesaniya Dhamma 4 Pajitesaniya and 75 Sevya and all the Vinaya rules 4 nuns in Pajityapani.
나한테 밤에 대해서 당이 제가 지금 되지도와 밤에 대해서 오늘 가려였으니 라주 보면이가 쓰는데 경험 보면이가 밤에 그거도 용도가 되는 용도인데 아니 라주 보면 가서 경험 보면이가 밤에 용도가 돼 나가 밤에 대해서 제가 지금 공부 내가 단지 요구했어.
And next part is Kanjaka.
다만 이제 도시 그때 이제 디노로요 가려서나 밤에 내에 용화 용비 아니 도시 그때 내가 뭐 가오르세 이날 두지 때로 공기 만드시 자 두지 때는 두지 고주 권이도 아니 예지 두지 경마대 두지 그때에 대중들로 요레스 예지 두지 경마도 버들로 요레스 없다.
The next part is Kandaka. Normally this aim as Kandaka, each and every chapter ends with the name of Kandaka. Kandaka, Hosta Kandaka, Kamila Kandaka, Avara Kandaka, Masa Kandaka, likewise. In Kandaka video, we can find mainly two texts, Mahavangapali and Chulavangapali. In Mahavangapali, it includes 10 chapters, and Chulavangapali, it includes 12 chapters. Here, Mahavangapali and Chulavangapali always deals with the behavior of monk. When we are living as a community, what are the codes that we have to follow? Then how to do the opposite, how to do the Vasana retreat, how to do the Adilan. Then when there is any conflict within monks, how we can resolve it. Samatha Kandaka. And what are the conflicts that had appeared during Buddha's period? Sangatedra Kandaka. Likewise. Therefore, Kandaka always deals with Avi Samacharika Siddha. As a monk, how we should behave, how we should prepare our robes, how should we prepare our medicines, how should we communicate with other monks. Especially, I would like to pay attention. The first chapter of Mahavangapala is Mahakandaka. In Mahakandaka, it is mentioning how should you respect to your teacher, how should you study Dhamma, and how should you study Vinaya from your teacher. In that, in Mahakandaka, it is mentioning without the permission of your teacher, you even can't get any offering or donate. You can't receive any offering but other donation. Without needing the permission from your teacher, you even can't wash any others very poorly. It means only you have to pay your fee upon your teacher. By taking the faith upon your teacher, then teacher will be happy and teach you the correct path.
danda pumpi de nola nayama tatsawe de ni badata pumpi de nola use riyawa de chibudo de chibudo sani ba de chibudo nola ani leguchi thama legusena da pumpi thama yales de chibudo nola pumpi yales de chibudo nola pumpi yales namni stan chasma pumpi stan chi 내가 내 재미농이 아요 내 재미농이다 준비되죠. 내 재미농을 찾아봐야는 가려야에서 딱 그런 모습이 되나 난다 소종기 부부도 사종기 부부도 야지 부부도 가이 부부로서 왔다 되면 부부지 한번 그랬어. 아니 미세가 되는 가려서는 내배 내지만 되죠. 이걸 뭐지요? 앞에 찾아봐야 딱 이거 공당이 지시는 아니 네바 로마틱이 알아서 네 지나마가 마시바라 샤워고 시에 묻어 배나니 네베네 마시바다 제대로 샤자와서 버는 시에 주고 거도 요레스 이제도 가르스는 네베네 지나마 네바시 거레스 네베네 지나마 네바시 바이나 네 지나마 네베오기 어떻게든 가서 손지도 남치도 많지만 지제니 중요한 거를 중요한 거레스 네 지나마 두 번에 바이나 지금 지나마 바이자 디제는 네베네 지나마 네 가서 마시고 샤워하고 싶으면지 아다들 되니 네베네 지나마 주고 집세들에서 무슨 시다를 쓰고 받는 시다를 주고 제시 주고서 그거도 정말 되게 그랬어.
The final one is Parivara. In Parivara, actually Parivara is some sort of summary and an analysis of the Vinaya rules which is mentioned in first 4 texts. And at the end of the Parivara Pali, it is mentioned, it was completed by a monk called Dika who lived in Sri Lanka. Therefore, though he had removed Parivara Pali from Vinaya, it never harms to Theravada religion. Because it is acting as some sort of like a commentary, but in Parivara Pali, it has summarized all the Vinaya precepts. Later in Theravada culture, we have comprised party water, and the community can't have the, I think next time I will discuss about it, Pravishprani Moksha, and sometimes the community of it. Find the Theravada Vinaya include 5 texts, Parajikapani, Parajikapani, Mahavakapani, Chulavakapani, and Parivarakapani. In my conclusion, I pay your attention. Theravada tradition pays much attention on prayer. Much attention on prayer because our lineage starts from Venerable Upali Mahadeva. Upali Dasavojeva, Sonovo Siddhavotata, Iso Vokali Tutocha, Panchete, Ichitaru. In our Parampara, the first person in Theravada lineage is Venerable Upali Mahadeva. Later at the Buddhist Council of Emperor Ashoka, Swarnabhumi style, Kambabani in Sri Lanka, to Kambabani came Venerable Mahamanindra Deva, to Swarnabhumi came Swaruddhara Mahadeva, and we all belongs to a same lineage. That's my conclusion.
Oh, yeah. Tangi, Mando, Mohammed, Chumi Degnola, Tanamado, Tangi, Simon, the Chisenba. Adri, Chumi Degnola, Karigasana, Pungo, Pumujuni, Nabarika, Dinola, Ani, Lumulamani, Juni, Dinola, and Karasana, Shiju, Mungola Sabadon. Anything might be 17 of Gordon, and the technology gave you late to Gordon. Then my Vigata, Lumulamani, Juni, nanti ini juga sekarang juga juga sisi kalau semua kamu mau juga resta di mana cuma di mana kamu cuni apa untuk dah sisi juga tahu berarti sisi juga ini untuk sisi juga semua mau juga jadi dari sisi juga untuk sisi grup sini ini jangan untuk cuma itu saja sih maksud oh tadi buat cerita deh lagi saya di juga tuh saya di grup itu Jadi saya di situ sudah ada pariwaras itu peji di mana sih nama peji, dulu saya, dulu saya dulu tak ada ini sih, dulu saya kalau saya tadi lebih dari fancy di kamu tahu sih jadi 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 pariwaras di saya di semua JC ini develop maybe on the 신체 기록 말레스 이나 얘는 야고 됐다 이제 내가 이제 신체들이 마소가들이 장래 되어 말레스 얘네 다시 보네 남의 동네도 가지고 있으면 먼저 퍼머넌트 데뷔가 아니 소지가 됐다 또 지수 증기가 됐어 뭐를 하는 게 자지고 계시고 늘지고 됐어 근데 진짜 좋지 가서는
That's only about the Vibrata and from Takasangana Asia.
다음에 공부 시대 받아서 나중에 내년 수업은 뭐 선제 시대 받듯이
Thank you very much. Tadi silang sesuatu yang dipakai untuk ini.
Thank you very much. Now let's start Q&A session.
sesuatu yang dilakukan karena shock, shock, karena us, langsung nanti lecture di
ene tuwasi mbaya susha na kabla ene kansa wa tiwe ko ka so ene na shi tanda de la ene anzo ne de lecture vision de ene so tanda de la nyamju na shi ene ka kishin na bala ya ko ka bingi na bingi ne de jela ya tanda ya tiwa na ene ya anzo dunia baba ene ya shaka anzo ya sura ya tiwa ya anzo ko ka bingi jela ya
So now is the
Oval aqui está na descrição. Anda quando de na você nem fala, anda dará um pouquinho de tempo a já isso, a minha já na que de nem vai deixar. Cai de longe do cenário. Not finished. Ele cada sonche baniba, ele thai dela vai tu sonche na vai tu dela jude na tu espera mais subiu.
all will come to the President on behalf of Thai. Yeah. Please, one venerable will be invited here to present from the Thai side. Because usually somebody because usually yes.
Yes, here. Yeah, because your answer. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to start. First, I'm not going to introduce about three of you. Please, before you speak and shortly, you introduce yourself, okay? मैंने दादा दादी चला करने पास सुन ये 여기 만들게 개시로네 고향 속에 내가 가서 숨어라 소소랑이 여기 가서 숨쉬 많은 거가 내 소소랑이 머리 나와서 주시주시하래 내 나 가서 숨기야 또 스탄다 다나 이 인가 소원하시 내 같이 내대대 둘의 지시에 내 자리에 나 가서 숨기도 스페어에 그냥 달아나지는 않기 위하여 야고세로 나스주야니 엘고도 나와 나스주야니
I would like to pay respect to all the Mahatheras here and pay respect to all the Sanghas here together today.
내년 친구는 봐도 어느 계주시된 교주가 통제가 그자주
And it is Guru Mahapongsakorn. I'm from Wat Imanarwadi, Thailand.
ผมพระมหาสุวัชชัยสุยาโนมาจากกรุงเทพมหานครรัชเกตครับผม
I'm Pramaha Supachai from Wat Saket, Bangkok.
เกิดผมพระมหาอาคมโสพโยกรอบเป็นของ
I'm Pramaha Akom Sopanno from Bangkok.
달콤한 것을 소주를 쟤는 거의 타이밍이 중지에 배고 이것이 센서스예요.
เพื่อการรักษาเวลาขออนุญาตเข้าสู่เนื้อหาในเบื้องต้นเมื่อกี้นี้ทั้งหลายได้เริ่มฟังภาพรวมในส่วนของพระวินัยทั้งหมดแต่ว่าขอให้มองภาพหลักใหญ่ๆสองภาพด้วยกัน
So I would like to just go into the content without wasting time. We have been listening to the framework, the major framework of Vinaya. And in the bigger framework, we can actually see the Vinaya in two aspects. We can actually view the Vinaya in two major aspects.
다른 것도 디지털 공부였다는 것도 누가 되니 대진이 공부가 쉬어 자리니
ส่วนที่หนึ่งเรียกว่าโอวาทปาริโมกข์เรียกว่าอาทิพงศ์จันทร์หมายถึงว่าสีขาบทที่มาในพระปาริโมกข์เป็นข้อหลักส่วนที่สองเรียกว่าอภิสัมปการคือสีขาบทที่มาในนอกพระปาริโมกข์
So the major framework of the Vinaya, we can divide into two. The first is the Patimoksha, which the rules and regulations that come in the Patimoksha. And the second is what we call Abhisamajara, which is the Vinaya, the regulations and the way that we should behave ourselves that is outside the Patimoksha.
아무도 되는 관계에 것이 자다 지나라고 요술지어스 근데 대체 정리가 것이 자도스 뭔가데 소들 정도 된지스의 지체 아니 지가 돼요 대변들이 지가 거르스네 된지니가 것이 자주고스 아니 심하게 이게 소들들도 공동 부대요 말이스
ซึ่งส่วนที่มาในพระปฏิโมกข์เขาเรียกว่าข้อห้ามหมายถึงว่าถ้าทำอย่างนี้แล้วจะเป็นอาบัติส่วนที่มาในรอบพระปฏิโมกข์เขาเรียกว่าข้ออนุญาตหมายความว่าถ้าไม่ทำแล้วจะเป็นอาบัติ
So the rules and regulations that comes in the Patimoksha is actually you can see that they are the prohibitions. You are not allowed to do those things. That is what is within the Patimoksha. And the rules and regulations outside of the Patimoksha is actually the occasions that you have to follow and do exactly what is according to these rules. If you don't comply or do according to the rules, then that becomes an offense.
나는 모두 소달 집도 이런 집에 있는 또 앞에 집에 있어. 아니 저한테는 주부이나 아니 동아리 들지 네버리 들지들이 이제 막 앞에 집에 있어. 나기 이바지가 대진이바 대진이바 되네 주베지가 되네 아니 디노르마 소리가 되는 좀 무지바이나 무지바 무주바이나 어디라 되지 이바이가 곧 주베지가 되네
แล้วก็ในส่วนที่มาในปฏิโมกข์มีทั้งหมด227สิกขาบทนี่คือส่วนที่พระสงฆ์จะต้องยกขึ้นสวดหรือว่าอุเทศในทุกเดือนคือ15 วัน1 ครั้งแต่ว่าส่วนที่มาเข้าปฏิโมกข์เนี่ยถึงแม้ว่าสงฆ์ยังไม่ได้ยกขึ้นสวดอาจจะว่าสิกขาบทเหล่านั้นเขาวินัยเหล่านั้นมีอยู่ในวิถีชีวิตที่มันเริ่มต้นตั้งแต่การบวชว่าเลยต้องทำอะไรอย่างไร
So all the rules and regulations within the Patimoksha, in the Pali tradition, there's 227 monastic rules that we usually recite in our Uposatha every fortnight. So those are the Patimoksha. And also the rules and regulations outside the Patimoksha. Although we don't recite it every fortnight, there are so many regulations and rules, but these are what is to be followed and is actually within the way of life of the monks since the day that they ordained, since the first day. So these are composing the vinaya.
아까 나 소다진도 이거는 수능집이 집이 그 정가가 저기서는 지행도 말이나 이제 있다도 이거랬어. 근데 대답이 이제 있다도 보는 수가데 아니 니가 정말이라 나 소조도 가서 소조도 가서 대답 단지 내고 이거랬어. 그러더니 와서는 대신 말이 되거든. 근데 나가 소다진도 내비 단기 제가 심하지와 이제 심하게 공도 예를 들어서 주베지바에 그래서 이게 소다진도에 놓는 라고 말했대. 이나요 먼저 라도 중에 기론 넘버 2 되는데 아니 소소로 먼저는 됐다 나서는 그게 주부지 나니 이제 주고야기 제발해요. 근데 이거는 먼저 소중 가서는 된도 되고 말했다. 소다진도 되면은 단다 주베지바도 된도 되고 말했대. 이나요 소소 나서는 주고에 지내대로 됐어.
ซึ่งสิ่งที่ผมจะมุ่งเน้นต่อไปเนี่ยในรายละเอียดที่จะพูดเราจะพูดถึงข้ออนุญาตเพื่อที่จะรักษาข้อห้ามนั่นก็คือการลงพระอุโบสถซึ่งถือว่าเป็นส่วนสำคัญที่เป็นหัวใจของเทรวาสที่จะรักษาข้อวินัยไว้อย่างเคร่งครัด
So what I'm going to be talking about is concerning what we have to follow, which is one of the activities that the monks have to do is in doing the Uposatha, which is the recitation and recollection of all the patimoksha that can sustain the way of the monastic to be prosperous for a long time.
나는 먼저 쉬어야 되라. 나는 주베지에 공부를 찾아봐이나 아니 되나 이자마를 대신에 소중히 그런 때문에 어떤 영상 연구가 그런 주베지에 공부를 해야 됐어. 어떤 영상 연구가 대형전에 갔습니다. 주베지에 공부를 했어.
ซึ่งสำคัญถึงกับว่าพระสงฆ์เนี่ยในฝ่ายเทรวาสโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งเทรวาสไทยการลงพระปฏิโมกข์ของพระสงฆ์เนี่ยถือว่าเป็นเรื่องที่สำคัญมากๆมีว่าบัญญัติว่าแม้แต่นอนอยู่บนเตียงหามได้ก็หามเศษเตียงได้ก็มาหามเศษต่างได้ก็มาด้วยเหตุอย่างนี้เทรวาสโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งเทรวาสไทยที่ได้รักษาพระวินัยนี้ไว้ได้อย่างดีเพราะว่าพระสงฆ์ที่จะสวดพระปฏิโมกข์ได้ก็จะต้องจำได้ทั้งหมด227สิกขาบทแล้วพระสงฆ์และพระอรหันต์ก็จะต้องลงมาประกอบกันทุกๆเดือนเรียกว่าสำคัญฝ่ายอุโบสถ
And especially in the Theravada, we give a lot of importance on doing the Uposatha together, because even in the text it's being said that the monks have to attend this annual Patimoksha recitation. Even though if you're sick, on your bed being sick, if it's possible, then you should still come, even though someone might have to carry you to join this Uposatha Patimoksha recitation. So especially in the Thai tradition, this is the culture or the way of the practice of the monastics that we keep really quite seriously. And so all the monks would have to gather together in the monastery. Every monk in the monastery would have to gather together, and there would be monks who would do the memorization and then recite all of the 227 rules every fortnight. This is a very important thing in the monastic life.
아무도 법안에 대외로나 미세 단다 소중 활동 내대 지원제를 아니 소중 법에 가서 딱 비용 좀 이제 있다 되고 용수도 같이 샤부자만 레지도 소중도 내게 가서 용수도 도도 마셔요 내내 소중도 내 기록이 가서는 로르스네 그게 참도 내게 가서 기록이 로도 오네마 용수도 같이 소중 레지도 아니 단다 가서 소다지 동거는 주받는 용수도 같은 데는 거예요. 딱 내게 가서는 교가 디노를 예비니 기분 탄식주 소주를 두고 받는데 친구들 딱 기시 경험지 유연이 앞에 예를 하게 지내요. 근데 쉬는 뭐들 기운이 나라 소주 사는 데 너무 그래서 그래서 하정이다 먼저 알아두시는 지금 노는데 내 친구들 다니는 거 잘.
ซึ่งมันสำคัญกับขณะที่ว่าทรงมีพุทธานุญาตให้ปรับอาบัติพระภิกษุที่อยู่ค้างราตรีด้วยอยู่อาศัยในวัดที่ไม่มีพระซึ่งทรงจะพระปฏิโมกข์หรือว่าไม่มีลงสังฆกรรมพระโลกสด
It's actually very important to the point that the Buddha himself have said that if it's considered an offense, if a monk would be staying in a monastery or a temple where there are no monks who can recite the Patimoksha within that monastery, or if the monastic community do not recite all of these monastic rules, and that it would be considered an offense.
내가 성제 전에 대해 가르쳐서는 이 교가치기로나 김대 시대의 집소에 다들 이 샤르장을 대신도 소중 마시가 있나 소가지도 만들가 있나 만들가 당하라고 얘기가 있을 수 있는 이유가 지속되어야 했어.
แล้วทุกครั้งที่สวดปฏิโมกข์จะต้องมีคนทวนตั้งแต่1 คนแต่ว่าไม่เกิน3 คนขึ้นไปด้วยเหตุอย่างนี้การรักษาพระบาลีแล้วก็สิกขาบททั้งหมดของเทรวาสไทยเนี่ยได้สืบทอดมาอย่างเป็นที่เรียนจากพระบาลี
And every time that we do the recitation, it would also necessary to have someone who like recheck with the books to recheck the recitation that is accurate and is full in terms of the recitation. So that's why in the Pali tradition, this recitation culture is very much sustained and fully intact and is considered very important.
근데 소중이 가서 소다지도 내법이 또 수비 가서니 또 지화도 체도 아직 안 해요. 보다는 제가서 이렇게더니 또 수비가 소중 뒤뒤 지다가라오나 아니 기본 가시게네 대를 지고 소다지도 대를 지네 이거 내법이 그것만 치라서만 또 됐다고 그랬어. 그래서는 아주 내 지금 제가 있었다 단계 봐도 아니 소다지도 대배 소다지도 너네 양수는 왔는 또 무슨 공부를 마셔야 돼. 단계 봐도 배 수고를 그렇게 중요해 됐어.
โดยพระสงฆ์ผู้ที่สวดเนี่ยจะต้องทรงจำอักขระปฏิโมกข์ได้ทุกอักขระแล้วก็สวดไปทีละกองหมายถึงว่าพอจบอะไรที่1 กองก็จะมีการทวนอักถึง3 ครั้งว่าท่านยังทรงไปได้อยู่ไหมถ้าพระสงฆ์นิ่งอยู่ก็หมายความว่าตอนนี้ยังทรงจำไปได้อยู่แต่ว่าถ้ามีคนคัดค้านหรือว่าถ้าพระเจ้าทำไม่ได้พระสงฆ์ก็จะมีการุณยจิตหมายถึงว่าอ่านวิธีการของพระบาทเหล่านั้นในส่วนของพระบาทที่ออกได้ก็ได้ส่วนไปทีละกองตั้งแต่ตอนอาชิกสังฆาทิเศษอนิยตนิสัตถีเรื่อยไปจนจบ221 สิกขาบท
So the person who has the duty of the recitation would have to remember all the vowels, all the sounds, and have the correct pronunciation of all the words. And at the same time, when each component of the vinaya is finished, then they would have to pause and ask all of the monastic community anybody committed any offense to these monastic rules. So they would stop at each verse of each category of the vinaya to ask, and then everybody have to, if they remain silent, then no one has committed an offense, and this monastic rules is still intact. And if anybody has an offense, they have to declare themselves to the monastic community, and then they will have to find a way to purify that monastic offense together, according to the rules. So that's how all of these monastic rules are keeping the monastic community in harmony.
그러나 선배들도 대부분이 중앙에는 딱 뒤에다 동안이야 네 가서다 동안 제주에 가서 우리 집으로 시청세죠 어디 있어봐 디제는 동안들이 산도요 난 좋아하지 이 저의 교육다 거기 좀 소소를 뭐지 그에는 막 그것들이 하셔고 그랬어 그에는 좀 뭐지 좀 뭐는 아니 뭐 그렇지 않다면 좀 뭐를 그랬어
ซึ่งนี่ก็เป็นภาพรวมของการรักษาแล้วก็สืบทอดสิกขาบทไว้ไม่ให้มีการคลาดเคลื่อนด้วยก็จะได้เป็นที่เรารักษาเวลาคือวินัยอย่างที่จะให้ผู้อื่นได้รับเสด็จต่อ
So this is like the overview of how the monastic the Patimoksha is like kept intact within the Pali tradition. So I would have to respect my own time, so I'm going to skip the rest and allow my colleague to go on to the next topic.
다들 이제 먼저 법원에 대비를 소중히 노된 영상에서 소중치가 조금씩 어제 노트 주시니 영이 이제 뭐지 소중히 뭐지 나는 그거가 되지는 뭐가 디스플레이
ครับผมในส่วนของผมนั้นจะพูดถึงการกฐินนะครับแต่ว่าก่อนที่จะเข้าสู่กฐินเนี่ยจะบอกว่าพระที่พูดมาก่อนหน้านี้นะครับท่านพูดถึงในเรื่องของสิกขาบทที่ต้องสวดทุก15 วันโดยส่วนมากเราจะสวดในการจำพรรษาตลอดระยะเวลา3 เดือนนะครับซึ่งมันจะเกี่ยวเนื่องกับกฐินหลังจากออกพรรษาครับ
So what I'm going to be presenting is considered is concerning Katina. And so I would like to say that my colleague monk who has just presented about the vows that need to be recited every fortnight, and usually within the Vasa, in the rain season, the rain retreat, we would recite this especially very much every fortnight. And after 3 months of coming together, then they would come to the time where this concept of Katina would be starting to come up, to be relevant.
아다랑이 로비니 기록공이 단다 소중고 시사바레 아니 데모지다 니 단다 쉐데 소중고 쉐니 아니 사주니 단다 신호니 단기 가사 소주데 샤바장마레 진짜 소중 도요 민제 가나는 야네 가서니 소중 단데 녀스요에 샤바장마레 진짜 다비나 마치가 너무 그랬어 아니 에어서는 지수
กฐินนั้นนะครับก็จะต้องทำหลังจากออกพรรษาไปแล้ว1 เดือนถามว่ากฐินนั้นคืออะไรกฐินคือการที่อนุญาตให้ภิกษุนะครับรวมกันตั้งแต่5 รูปขึ้นไปหาผ้ามาเพื่อที่จะให้ภิกษุเองรวมกัน
So when we talk about Katina, this is the event that can be done after the Vasa has ended for the period of 1 month, and it's the activity that the monks, 5 monks or more, would have to gather together and work on collecting, sewing together, and dyeing the robes together.
아다다 야르주츠 비제스로니 올해가 야다와선 내버지 이노는 야다와 치스네 저기 제스로니 기롱마 역시 기롱마 데르마지 아니 내는 뒤에 뭔가 사정 기물 줘 되게 보라니 그 사정 기주로서 사정 기 소드시죠 사정 기 소드시거든 근데 그 기지레데 아제 레이트 있어요. 안도는 레이트 제가 레이트 귀리. 디 귀리 아니 귀지 레이트 슈주가 아니 서버 아니 주의다가 어떤 전쟁에 내가 이거는 기록만 소리 시고레스
เดิมทีเนี่ยเมื่อก่อนเนี่ยพระจะไม่มีวัดอยู่เป็นหลักเป็นแหล่งก็จะมีการเดินทางเป็นระยะเวลานานจีวรค่อนข้างที่เขาต้องอยู่รวมกันเนี่ยพระพุทธเจ้าก็อนุญาตให้ภิกษุสามารถมีจีวรเพิ่มขึ้นได้ก็เลยทำให้ต้องมีอนุญาตให้ภิกษุมีจีวรก็คือให้หาจีวรมาเพิ่มแต่ครั้งนี้นะครับก็ไม่อนุญาตให้หาจีวรเพื่อตัวเองแต่ว่าให้รวมกันหาแต่มอบให้ภิกษุรูปใดรูปหนึ่งในบรรดาที่จำภาษาอยู่ร่วมกันนี่ก็เป็นการวิธีการรักษาความสามัคคีที่เกิดขึ้นในกุศลและอีกอย่างก็คือในสังคมไทยก็ยังร่วมกันรักษาสิกขาบทข้อนี้อย่างทุกๆปีครับ
So this is the situation in the old days is the monks actually don't live in a monastic community, so they're wandering young monks, they're wandering monks. So when they travel around, then their robes are usually getting old. So this is the time, and they usually have like one set of robes going around. So this is the time where the Buddha would allow monks to collect most during this period. But this is not something to be done for yourself, but to be done together as a sangha, as a group. So they collect the fabric and make the robes together, and not for themselves, but for the living of the monastics that are living. So this is what happens in the old days, but in Thailand, during our present time, this tradition is also still alive, and this is what we still do in our community. Well, but now it has adapted a little bit, but the idea is still continuing.
한편은 먼저 손지 자주 국가 자체가 이나구나 저기 시동 긴격이 더 주기선을 하면 좋은 거 이는 더 사정이 있어서 아니 거래 긴격은 이지도 이런 거 주고요 말씀이 있나 아니 아직 있는데 이 대도의 사정이 가서는 그 지능이 뭐예요 근데 이제는 사정이 가서 손지 좀 되게 그 하고 뭐 좋은 줄
อย่างที่เห็นภาพอยู่ด้านหลังก็จะเห็นพระที่ร่วมกันทำจีวรอีกภาพหนึ่งสำคัญก็คือจะมีญาติโยมของคนไทยมาร่วมงานด้วยหมายความว่าในสังคมไทยเนี่ยความสามัคคีจะไม่เกิดขึ้นเฉพาะในหมู่สงฆ์แต่ว่าก็จะเกิดขึ้นในกับคนรอบๆวัดหรือว่าชาวบ้านด้วยให้มีส่วนร่วมในการหาผ้ามาเพื่อมอบให้สงฆ์ด้วยนั่นก็เป็นการรักษาพระวินัยร่วมกันระหว่างทั้งพระและก็ทั้งญาติโยมด้วยครับ
So if you can see in the picture behind me, on the bottom left and right, on the bottom right you can see that this is the picture of the monks during the Katrina occasion where they would come together and help sewing and making the robes to be offered to a colleague, a monk colleague in the monastery for that occasion. And you can see on the left side, actually, it's not only the monks who are now involving in this Katrina, but also the lay people who are the supporters of that monastic community. They're also joining the event and helping in supporting for this event to fully ripen. So this is the way that the monks, the monastic itself, and the lay people relating to the monastic can all come together for the harmony of the Sangha.
Tanova 저기 여러 구발들 지지는 거이나 구발발들은 바 예수기 기류 다 자와스무스와 이코노가 저기 가르는 거에서는 사종기 귀진주대 사종기 귀진주대에 제시 주발로 속에 자와진 제의 요레스 아니 지주기 아니 가서 저거고 있어대 아니 기류가 지고 마찬가지네 다들 샤가 보모 교회의 샤가와 보는 것은 사종기 샤워들의 그 비체도 아니 다다 기준과 제시 주어도 또 아니 가서 그 주어도 자가 세워서 내 샤워 보면 되다 주니 너나 대다시 그 것도 되는 대화를 받으면 유튜브를 내 비체들이
นี่ก็เป็นเพียงหนึ่งสิกขาบทที่เราใช้ร่วมกันรักษาพระวินัยให้อยู่คงมั่นอยู่ปัจจุบันนี้ครับ
So this is one aspect of the Vinaya that we still keep in our tradition to sustain the Vinaya to be alive in our community.
다른 데 사종기 녀지대용 다른 것도 교회 용기 샤지 자대를 다들 받은 것들이 샤지 순보를 예들어지레스
ที่ได้พูดถึงวินัยซึ่งเมื่อเช้าเราได้พูดกันแล้วเรื่องปาราชิกและก็สังฆาทิเศษ
So now I would continue on the topic that is related to what we have covered a little bit in the morning, which is concerning Parashika and Sankarisesa.
ก็ผมก็จะ
네 나누시기 걸로 저래노비 가서 지지티 거는 못에 대지시나 해서 저거대 방배보다 남의 거대니
ก็ผมก็จะใช้เวลาเพียงเล็กน้อยเพราะว่าเหลือเวลาอีกประมาณสัก30 นาทีหลังจากนั้นเราก็จะได้ตอบคำถาม
So I would want to use only a little bit of time so that we can have time for Q&A afterwards.
나는 이 걸 때마다 주문에 되는만도 좋아지는 걸 되게 잘해요.
ซึ่งวินัยนั้นเป็นเรื่องสำคัญของสายเทรวาทที่เราได้พูดกันมาแล้วส่วนการออกจากอาบัติสังฆาทิเศษพระพุทธเจ้าทรงบัญญัติไว้มีอยู่ด้วยกันประมาณสักสี่ข้อครับผม
So the Vinaya is very important to the monastic life, and in order to purify yourself from the offenses is also very important. So now I'm going to talk about how to purify yourself when you have committed the offense of Sankarisesa, and there's 4 main topics.
나는 먼저 실망하는 들어때 노인야지 먼저 자주기 무슨뭐 하지만 내가 저 보이고 같이 아니 동안 중간에 실주가 가서 실주식이 강화된 좀 신의 계층으로서 나들이 이제는 먼저 긴도만을 동안 주신 사들을 동안 실주식이 강화된 좀 내가 지금 자고 있잖아 동안 실주식이 나는 좀 강화된 것은 그 시작 동안에 동안 실주식으로서
ข้อหนึ่งคือปฏิชนะปริวาสคือการปริวาสสำหรับผู้ต้องครูกาบัตแล้วไม่ผิดไว้2ปฏิชนะปริวาสคือปริวาสสำหรับผู้ต้องครูกาบัตและผิดไว้ซึ่งนับผ่านได้3สุทันตปริวาสคือปริวาสสำหรับผู้ต้องอาบัตและผิดไว้มีส่วนเข้ากันบ้างไม่เข้ากันบ้าง4สมุทานปริวาสคือปริวาสสำหรับผู้ครูกาบัตและผิดไว้ต่างวันที่ผิดบ้างต่างวัตถุที่ต้องบ้าง
So now there's 4 styles of how one can take offense on the Sankarisesa. So I will not go through the names of the So the first one is when you have an offense and you have concealed, you have covered without telling, clarifying to anyone. The second one is when you offense, but there are several offenses, and some of them you have concealed, some of them you have declared. Okay, and the fourth one is when you committed offense in several offenses and several occasions where you have concealed or not concealed. The fourth one is you committed several offenses, so there's many offenses and there's many occasions where you have concealed or you have openly declared your offenses. So there's a mixture. The offense, but the number of days that you have concealed the offense is not clear.
เราจะเห็นจากภาพนะครับพระสงฆ์ที่ต้องอาบัติสังฆาทิเศษอาจจะต้อง1 ข้อบ้าง2 ข้อบ้างหรือจะจำวันไม่ได้ก็พระสงฆ์ในประเทศไทยอยู่เข้าอยู่ปริวาสที่ภาพที่เรา
We call it Parivasakama. So it's the occasion where the monks who have committed offense in the Sankharisesa would have to come together and stay in this Sangha. So in this occasion, this is the picture of the monks who have committed want to declare themselves and get out of this Sankharisesa, and they come together. And these can be in the 3 categories of different styles of covering offenses together.
การอยู่เข้าปริวาสที่จริงแล้วเป็นกิจของพระสงฆ์เท่านั้นแก่เรื่องจากปัจจุบันให้เข้ากับสถานการณ์ก็จะมีญาติโยมคารวะมาร่วมทำบุญตักบาตรแล้วก็เจริญจิตตภาวนาด้วย
So this Parivasakama is actually the activity of the monastic itself. But nowadays, the lay people have now come to also participate on the outside by doing meditation and offering dana and food to the monks who have come to do this Parivasakama. It's actually a monastic activity, but these days, according to the culture, the lay people have now also come to support on the outside.
One clarification, please. Those monks there in the picture, are they purifying or already purified?
Not already purified, purifying.
that 이게 본도 바르노 이거는 지금 받아다 개들어도 이거만 쉬는 동안 실질이니까 그래서 시지시에서 내가 많이 같이. 근데 시지시에 뒤에라 아니다 이성만도 루스라고 있잖아요. 갑자기 지금 시작하다 보면 뭐지 내가 시지시에 비는 뒤로 가서 개미지들 이게 지도하라니 샤다오 보면 되게 지금 뭐지 내가 있잖아요. 아니 다가서 이들 생명표현에서 배내용 소소적인 조사에 루스들의 차선이었어. 아니 신호 내외로지는 뜻답도 용무용한데 그런도 루스를 찾아내고 대대 보면들이 갑자기 가서 이들 생명표현에서 소소하게 있는 뒤지는 시간을 쓰여졌어.
จากภาพที่เราเห็นเป็นการเวลาเข้าปริวาสก็จะมีการทำวัดเย็นทำวัดเช้าแล้วก็มีการแสดงธรรมโดยสอง
So in the picture you can see when they do this Paribhasakama, there's also morning and evening chanting, and there's also Dharma talks given at this event also.
이게 빠른 세원이 뒤진디가 다 뒤진세남도 시주기 가서 아니 이게 너롱이야 동안 제가 너한테 뒤지서다 시주셔서 봐도 아니 주진이 시비도 샤와이 가서 제거리
การอยู่ปริวาสก็คือการออกจากอาบัติสังฆาทิเศษหรือว่าเป็นการเรียกว่าลงทางกรรมหรือการออกจากอาบัติสังฆาทิเศษครับโดยเฉพาะพระสงฆ์ที่เขาอยู่ปริวาสต้องลดทิฏฐิมานะโดยปกติแล้วพระสงฆ์ที่เป็นอาวุโสก็จะไม่นั่งบนอาสนะสูงเหมือนกับพระกากตะภิกษุพวกไม่ต้องอาบัติสังฆาทิเศษครับผม
So when we say this event of the Paribhasakama is actually the method for the monk to purify themselves of the offense of the Sanghadisesa. So the monks who is going through this process, they would have to go through certain practices and certain restrictions that would limit themselves in terms of how they engage with the Sangha, in terms of being less confined and less restricted in certain areas from the Sangha during when they have to go through this purification.
ถ้าสงสัยอะไรก็ให้ถามคำถามได้เพราะว่าปริวาสมันมีข้อวัดปฏิบัติละเอียดลงไปเรื่อยๆครับผมถ้าพูดวันนี้ทั้งวันก็คงไม่จบครับผม
So if you have any more questions in terms of wanting to understand more detail about this Paribhasakama process, maybe it's better to ask questions about it because there's quite a lot of details, or maybe other participants here can also share how they would explain this because it has a lot of details. It could take a lot of time.
오늘 그 이제 시세와 Vinaya. In the day that we are same meeting and Barangaba, which is that is the message that the told that the association so don't I page of Madame. So don't so wake up and so that the Chadam show you some. 일단 어쨌든 시도를 여러 번 해주면 소다도 등주되는 거 그래서 임시지 되는지 들어야지 이게 방마지 되는지 들어야지 방마지 되는지 들어야지 망해가 되는지 들어야지 동직 들려서 시발을 되는 레이디 소식이 이런 거 다처럼 되는 거지 이제 그냥 이제 되는 거 맞지 수다스를 때 중대 대랑이 되는 거 맞다 이 공개 그리고 문제는 도와줘야 되는 거 그것도 전화를 하는 거 그치 근데 소다도 된지 나머지 취재 가서 보기에 어떻게 소다도 처방되면 취재지 보고 소다도 처방 되는 못된 사람 그치 이게 지때가 자다때 소도 소들상 내가 이거 되는 중요한 위해서 제가 이거 또 시간도 이번에 그때 내가 이걸 나와 싶어요. 소중해야 돼. 내가 다 내게 뒤에 같은 게 소중해. 어떤 거야? 누가 그보다 왜 자신을 이게 되는 거예요.
So now Cambridge first clarifies one thing that regarding the lineage of the Vinaya masters, Vinaya about, we have here already many drawings of Vinaya masters on that left side. Okay, right side from that side, yeah. On that we have in the middle we have Lord Buddha, and then starting from Shell Buddha, Shell Bu, up to Shantarajita, we have 7 Indian masters of Vinaya lineage. And on this wall, on that wall, we have our Tibetan Vinaya masters, starting from the first Tibetan Bhikkhu, Bharat, today we talk about. So that's just clarification. And then I have one question regarding the recitation of the Uposukha or Padmocha during the Uposukha. So you said always you recite in the whole of the Padmocha. In our tradition, most of the tradition, we have 5 different ways of reciting the Padmocha. First reciting only the Nidana, and then second one reciting Nidana with the Parajika, and then rest are announced to be recited in the future. Then third one is to recite Nidana, Parajika, and Sangadesisa, and then the Aniyada, then the fifth one will be the whole. As once recited after the Bhajitiya, should we cover all within that session. So this is very clearly mentioned in our texts, mainly the Vinaya Sutra of Acharya Prabha, Guna Prabha, and maybe this is also mentioned in the Sutra itself. And we want to know whether such ways of different ways of reciting the Padmocha is available in your tradition. And then again, the second thing I want to know is how many hours or what the duration of the time it takes to recite all the Padmocha in your tradition. In our tradition, our Padmocha, when we recite the whole Padmocha, it takes 1 hour. It takes 1 hour. So I want to know that. So, and again, you said that those Sikh monks also should attend the Uposukha. But in our tradition, as Lord Buddha himself gave many permissions to the Sikh people. So not here, in our tradition, the Vinaya vinaya, it says that those sick people and those who cannot attend in the Husuda can get consent from them. So such practices are there in your tradition.
สามคำถามหลักเหมือนกันแล้วก็เรื่องของการนำไปสู่ที่คำถามแรกก็คือวิธีการสวดย่อเหมือนกันนะครับวิธีการสวดย่อก็เหมือนกันคำถามที่เวลาเราใช้เวลาอย่างน้อยก็คือ40 นาทีถึง50 นาทีถึง1 ชั่วโมงทั้งหมด221ข้อแล้วแต่ความรู้แล้วก็ความคล่องแคล่วของผู้ที่สวดส่วนในเรื่องของการอนุญาตการนำปริสุทธิมาเนี่ยในพระวินัยของเราเนี่ยก็บอกว่าถ้าพระสงฆ์รูปที่อาพาธอยู่ไม่นำปริสุทธิมาเนี่ยท่านหวังจะมาเองเนี่ยให้หามเศษเทียนใส่ตักมาแม้ว่าถ้าท่านอยากจะมาแต่หามไม่ได้กลัวอาพาธท่านให้ไปถูกส่งและที่ท่านป่วยเลยนะครับส่วนในกรณีที่ท่านไม่มาแต่ว่าให้สงฆ์นำปริสุทธิมาเนี่ยสิ่งนี้ก็เป็นสิ่งที่สามารถที่ทำได้เหมือนกัน
So actually, all the same in terms of the different length of how much we would chant the Patimoksha. Yeah, the categorization of the number of verses that we would chant is exactly the same as what we have described just now. But maybe I would add that, but if it's possible that we would chant the whole Patimoksha, then there's no reason to do the short version of the chant. If it's possible to chant a full Patimoksha, then it should be done as a full chanting. And the length of time is usually about 45 minutes up to 1 hour of the time of chanting, depending on the speed of the chanting master. And in terms of the Sikh, we also have that idea of the regulation the same as if you are sick, then you can give your consent to another monk to declare to the monastic community that this monk is sick and cannot attend. So they have to do that. But in the Sutra, it also says that, but if the monk who are sick, who still want to come to the Patimoksha, they can, and they can even come by other people helping them to come, and that's considered a great act of practice. Or even if they're sick and they still want to attend the Patimoksha, the monastic community can agree upon each other, and then even do the Patimoksha at the specific place where that sick monk is residing for the benefit of that particular monk.
단다 쏟아지던 데좀 많이 받았지만 지진 결국 지수만 오지만 들어가는 거です. 이는 일단 먼저 뒤에 나올까는 또 자동만 되고 그래서 아니 뒤에 이어받는데 들어가는 문제는 뒤에서 그까지 이어받았으니 안 되죠 그래서 아니 뒤에 오는 시간에는 다 가면 시간에 지지 받는 거です. 근데 뒤에 돈데 돈데 뭐를 Jadi berbagai untuk biar cakap baiknya, saya tahu langsung terang oleh gimana kalau seperti ini berpindah jadi ores, kasih ores. Jadi ini langsung kita sahaja masuk pada sini gimana yang boleh lakukan ini, nah jenderal dan seluruh jenderal ini terjadi. Jadi ini gimana jadi pak ini lupa mana ya kiu berasa kiu kali ini. 어떻게 노래니 대표님 노래 찍어주고 그랬어. 근데 상상을 하도 가르치는 게 내가 뒤체도 봐. 좀 긴도 걸어보더니 이노 내가 뒤주사는데 판주에 앞에 한 더원의 요소 좀 속에 내가 얘기를 그랬어.
제가 여기 제가 있는 그다음 또한 치수의 지도 지난 상만 지지지당 상만 지지지당 공동 순세로 광동 지지지지 광동 세로 그 미라를 가지고 그 투모도 또한 지지지가 왜 투모도 가는 순간에는 또한 지지를 되어지 나중에 유선지 진지 문선지 영원히 되게 상관 때문에 내가서 희대 또한 지지지가 왜 상황상에 있습니다. 이 거기 이제 송비에는 내가 그 희가 또 진짜가 되어지 아니 나 제가 무슨 진짜 무슨 영원히 되게 상태가 되는 거 같아요. 이 시상을 또 진짜 가면서 지내는 두분 상태를 이 순간들이 내게 제일 그 되게 시 계시가 지금 시 여기는 막 이렇게 계중시 다른 교회들이 나가는
So now I want to ask another question regarding the purification of different offenses like Sangadesita, Pajitya, although we have different methods, like 3 methods for the Sangadesita and 2 other options for the Pajitya. But for all the offenses to purify, there is a certain set of four set of very important things. The first one, any people should have the intention of wanting to purify. That is one. The second one is to have regret on the offenses that he has done. Then third one is to be restrained from such offenses in the future. And the fourth one is to have a stable renunciation. So these four, the set of four as a group of mindsets are very important to purify one's offenses. Not only one specific, all the offenses. So is there any such sets of minds in your tradition for the purification?
ในหลักของการปฏิบัติของเทรวาสก็มีคติเดียวกันก็คือผู้ที่อาบัติเนี่ยจะต้องมีการยอมรับอาบัติหนึ่งเปิดเผยอาบัติสองตั้งใจที่จะไม่ทำไม่พูดไม่คิดแบบนั้นอีกเป็นอาบัติแต่ท่านจะถามว่าท่านจะบอกว่านักบุญเอวังสุริสามิพระเจ้าจะไม่ทำอีกนักบุญเอวังพาสิสามิพระเจ้าจะไม่พูดแบบนี้อีกนักบุญเอวังปิริยสามิพระเจ้าจะไม่คิดแบบนี้
It's actually exactly the same within our tradition. That is, we have to follow those 4 topics, and it's actually within the wording of when we do the purification, when we declare ourselves in the purification process. That we have to say first, the most important thing, you have to admit that you have committed the offense. Then you have to declare what you have done of the offense, and then you have to take the intention that you would not do that act again, that you would not speak in that manner again, and you would not think in that manner again. So these are the specific wording that we have to recite or use to declare ourselves when we do this purification.
Last one, the Netherlands churches. That something like Hamata, knowledge. And something like Hamadi, Kali, something so. And we did and catch this. Do you then the Vachana, Manai, Jigis, or the Redachi, so. That day, and then the Jana, my Joanna, we check on duty China, and 제시 이치 찬이 외제도 뭐 마도지 제자 베이 산체바이나 안들이데 하장 뭐지 이셔지 어디 송외에서 때나 아니 그수비 소장 시행가 같이 아니 외국에 제가 같이 되들이 잡았지 대선 같은 되들 계속 뭐지 아니 리모데스 피가 이나스 그래지가 아니 달라서데 나미 그마서 돈을 같이 가르쳐서는 아니 소자도 이거 좀 해서 생각해서 당시에 아니 가서 가바이 제가 되겠어 같이 되겠어 아니 대미기 아니 상이 제가 당시에 둘이 제가 제 대송도 대체대상으로 제가 여바만 시작해서 둘이 제가 가도 노송이 제가 순차이 이거야 봐 배나 다는데 시마 수자지 지네 그런기 시마 수자지 꼬아 대 안에 죽을 말이에요. 대 배나 다는데 소리기 늘 가서 근데 지금서 생각을 시고 말이야. 시마 수자지 꼬아 대 무조건데 대면서 마지막이나 이러면서 마지막이 제가 잘 문제래. 뒤에 정말 대 둘이 제가 가는 거예요. 근데
Now I have two questions. One is for the first president from Sri Lanka. So for you, you said that the Parivara from the last sect in vinaya category. So you said that if it is not there, there will be not much difference. You said that, but in our tradition, if I'm not misunderstood, we found that Parivara is something similar with the great standard, is it? So if so, Parivara, is it similar to the great standard of Saneri? There's a short sutra of Vinaya, which says at the very end of our Lord Buddha's life, Lord Buddha summarized into few lines about the Vinaya. That's called the great standard, right? So is the Parivara the great standard? If not so, then किसी देना दे दो दिन में ना नजर चौथ करो ही मैं ये को तो मुझे चाहिए Parivara.
Yes, can I answer?
Yes.
Sure.
No. First is the Parivara same as the great standard.
Yes.
So then in that case, we should almost clarify that in our tradition, great standard, although it has very few lines, right? Only several lines, but it covers more than the Patimokkha rules. It covers all the rules and regulations, whether are to be done or to be not done, don'ts and do's of the rules and regulations of Vinaya, all are covered within the great standard. So that is his main question. And regarding, now next question is to you, Venerables. Regarding the Patimokkha rules, you said those are the rules to be followed, that is rules. So after the Patimokkha rules, there are the Patimokkha rules are don'ts, and others are do's, types of do's. So if that is the case, then in our tradition, Veda, we have three different types of rules. Even within the Patimokkha rules, we have three types. One type is do's, types of rules of do's, and another is don'ts, and another one, the third one is allowed. That is, those rules, if we follow, it's okay. If we don't follow, again it's okay. There's no offense. So such type of rules are called allowed rules. So there are three types of rules in our tradition. And so, for example, one example is given in our text that we bhikkhus cannot water, cannot dig, because cannot dig the sand in which there are insects. If we do so, we kill one offense. So such things are mentioned in your sutras or not?
The first thing.
I had read all the way. I had read all the 5 texts. Parivarapali is just a summary. At the beginning of the history, Parivarapali had used to teach Vinaya for beginners. After studying Parivarapali for beginners, then as wide explanation on Vinaya, next day we teach the main text sources, Parachitapali, Pachitapali, and the others. After teaching the early sources, then they will start to teach Samantha Pasadika, the committee part of the teach Kalka, the committee, and finally there is another text called Pali Mukta. And the text Jatharupa, also we had discussed regarding that Jatharupa. Monks should refrain from money. They person they are not use it to deal with that. It is not touching money. That's exactly. Other means, why don't you and the others? You don't know. You and the others. You don't matter. It's protective. It is it is not how you should follow other than natural regarding videos.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah. 나 나다 공부 유선에 지원이나 당이 개인 도와주는 타마데 렌즈 타마지가 아 렌즈 타마지 너 노트를 해서 내가 공부를 하고 있었는데 나는 내가 그 페이지 많이 무슨 지려도 한 너도 있는 진짜까지 말이야 말아. 근데 그거는 나한테 빨리 말했으니까 타마데 나는 이제 베개는 가르치고 가도록 하면서 건다. नेपाली सिकेपछि यिनीहरू खुवाउँदा बेचिँदै दुध दिँदा तामाको दुध स्ट्रक गर्ने तकसँग चाहिँ दुध दिँदा हुन्छ निम्बु दिबे दवा निम्बु दिबे चाहिँ दवा निम्बु दिबे चाहिँ तीन चार गेम सब थोमर दबे करो ननी नो हमके परिवार से दबे निम्बु दला बरेस निम्बु दला बरेस ता पहुंचा से बैल दादा लिनो ले दबे तेमा को थांची मस्को बाबू यूज 대체로 오늘 사실이라고 너무 다른 పరివార스 타마시도 된지 타마시도 같이 이거를 자고 있다. 공부하고 되라고 그랬어. 근데 왜 루도 없었는데 불루도 됐어. 불루도 됐어. 근데 아니 야 중국에 됐더니 지금이 됐더니 야 소다도 받아. 근데 루도 없었다. 많이는 루도 없었다는 거예요. 근데 디파라는데 다시 때문에 바꿔서 그걸 하고 계신 거 자고 같이 때문에 바꿔서 같이 바꿔서 집에 그때 집에 샤워를 못 주바니 라주도 샤워를 계속 가서 못 주고 그랬다. 대신 제만 왔는데 이거들이
Yes. Another additional explanation. Now, why other 4 texts had
So right now we are out of time and we are actually emergency. So yeah, we will have one informal discussion maybe after